Rainfall in Andaman Islands. When you think of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, you think of paradise, right? Endless ocean, dense rainforests, and tropical getaway. But what if I told you that this island paradise, surrounded by trillions of gallons of water, faces a massive water crisis every single year? It's the ultimate geographical paradox. Despite being hit by two massive monsoons every year, the Andaman Islands are almost entirely dependent on rainfall to survive. And when the rain patterns shift, life here grinds to a halt. Today, we are driving into the fragile relationship between the Andamans and the sky. To understand why these islands are so dependent on rain, we have to look at their anatomy. Unlike mainland India, the Andaman Islands don't have massive snow fed rivers like the Ganges or the Indus. Most of the islands are small, narrow, and made of porous volcanic rock or limestone layered with steep hills. When it rains, there are very few natural flat basins to hold the water. The fresh water quickly runs down the steep slopes and straight into the salty ocean. Because of the underground rock structure, groundwater storage is incredibly limited. What does that mean? No rain means no water, period. Now, you might think, don't they get a ton of rain? Yes, they do. On average, the Andamans receive around 3000 millimeters of rainfall annually. That's nearly 3 times what Delhi or London gets. They are blessed with a unique double monsoon trend, arriving from May to September, bringing the bulk of the heavy downpours, arriving from October to December, keeping the islands wet for nearly 8 to 9 months of the year. But look at this trend line. The problem isn't the amount of rain, it's the timing. The entire island survival hinges on just a 4-month dry spell between January and April. If the monsoons are delayed by even 2 weeks, or if they wrap up slightly early in December, the islands plunge into an immediate drought. In recent decades, this dependence has pushed the islands to the limit. Why? Because the population is booming and so is tourism. Think about it. Thousands of tourists land in Port Blair during the exact months when the reservoirs are at their lowest. Hotels need water for laundry, kitchens, and swimming pools. Meanwhile, local residents have to rely on water tankers supplied by the government, sometimes getting water running through their taps just once every 3 to 4 days. The main source of water for the capital, the Danika Dam, becomes a ticking clock every March, with everyone praying for the pre-monsoon showers to hit on time. And here is the wild card: climate change. The traditional, predictable rainfall trends the islands relied on for centuries are changing. We are seeing fewer rainy days but much more intense, violent downpours when it does rain. This causes flash floods, which wash away topsoil but fails to recharge the limited groundwater. Cyclones in the Bay of Bengal are also disrupting the onset of the monsoons, making the dry season increasingly unpredictable. To survive, the Andamans are having to adapt fast. From mandatory rainwater harvesting in new buildings to exploring massive desalination plants that turn seawater into drinking water, the islands are trying to break the total reliance on the whims of the sky. The story of the Andaman Islands is a reminder that paradise is fragile. It shows us that having water all around you means nothing if you don't protect and manage the water falling from above. Next time you visit a beautiful island destination, remember the invisible struggle for resources happening just behind the resort walls. Consume mindfully, respect local resources, and never take a rainy day for granted. What do you think is the best way for isolated islands to tackle water scarcity? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into our planet's hidden stories. Until next time, stay curious.